The under was easy. Cash it once again. That thing hit by 27 points. Not much of a sweat at all. But honestly, Aaron, as far as that game last night, I kept falling asleep. The last time a champion was crowned in any sport, when I fell asleep so much, it was Paul's favorite World Series. I missed Joe Carter because I fell asleep. And that last night, the shot making was so bad, I fell asleep multiple times, and the kids had to wake me up.
Oh man, it was terrible. And the Nuggets won, but like they shot horribly from the 3-point line. It was kind of a blah game. I'm just glad the Nuggets won. I mean, thankful for the Nuggets and Jokic. It's been a good run for me betting wise, regular season and playoffs. It was about a year ago I bet on them to win the West. Now, I know we're going to look at big picture, not much value on the Nuggets this time around when you look at futures right now. But yeah, I mean, and also it's just interesting, like Jimmy Butler, that situation at the end of the game makes you wonder, like, he doesn't seem 100%. And Bam Adebayo, I mean, he looked better than Jimmy Butler in the finals. Never thought I would say that either.
The Nuggets gave Miami every chance to win. Denver went 5 of 28 or 18% from three. They went 13 of 23 or 57% from the free throw line. Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon were in foul trouble, the two more physically imposing players for the Nuggets. But Denver owned the fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler pretty much blew it at the end of regulation. Jokic is the first player in NBA history, guys, to lead all players in points, rebounds, and assists in a single postseason. One thing that I know that many NBA bettors are looking at is where Chris Paul is going to go next. Joe, when you look at, say, the market for Chris Paul's next team, is there anything that stands out to you?
They specify next regular season minute. So whatever the next minute is, doesn't say where they're going to start the season, where they end up getting moved to, if they get moved or if they stand put. And all of these props, they do include the current team. So for Paul, the runaway favorite is Phoenix, and that's a minus 160 number. And there are bigger favorites elsewhere on the board. So yeah, my consideration is what would change? Would Chris Paul addition make me want to bet any team for a conference, title, division future, win totals, which are obviously not posted at this point? And for me, the answer is no. No. And it's been, the health has probably been a big problem here. Now, it depends on what the role would be, but there isn't anything futures-wise where I would want to react. Now, which team would he want to go to? Is this the end for Phoenix? Should they be the minus 160 favorite in this market? I kind of think he's moving. I think we've seen it, and they need to change something up, and you keep the two superstars and you build around that for a chance at a title. Like they already said that we have to make a change with the head coach. They did that, and is a change at the head coach going to be enough? Is the talent they've put together, did they have enough of a sample size? What are they thinking internally? I do think it's time to move on, and they can. And where would he go? The second favorite makes a ton of sense. If you're Chris Paul, you're chasing that ring. And even though they had a lower seed in the playoffs, the Lakers were certainly a contender. And doesn't that feel like a really good spot where he would be in a position to succeed with everything around them? And that's a team that that they would work to get better if they see a hole in season like they did last year.
And now, from BetQL Daily, he's an expert at horse racing, Joey Strowski.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game. You did it again when betting on the Belmont.
And it was extra sweet because it ended up being the fifth favorite. But like I said on the show last week, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the bragging. It's out of spite. I just want Chelsea to be angry. That's all I wanted. And my dream came true on Saturday. The Triple Crown. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it was. Hi, Chelsea. Morning. Roll your
Good
eyes.
morning. You win again, Joe.
You were so
Good
mad.
God.
So you were rooting against the first female trainer to win a Triple Crown race? That's what I'm envisioning.
No, I'm rooting against you.
Well, you had to do both. I was with Jenna. You had to do both.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness. I
You're a
don't
good
root
teammate.
against you. It's just I am very bitter about having to read promos about you hitting another huge bet. Meanwhile, I
God.
am struggling to hit minus 110 bets. And you're just like, well, another 100 to 1 winner for Joe O. It's so easy. Listen to BetQL Daily. Oh,
I do understand your point a little bit because even on Saturday, like some of the tweets from the BetQL account, I'm like, all right, can we calm down? This is getting to be a lot of pressure. Near the bottom 3, bottom 4, you have Oral Roberts as the long shot. You have TCU at plus 800, and plus 2,600 for Oral Roberts. Is it idiotic to bet on both, knowing you're getting one of them going to the Final Four?
I don't think it's idiotic. I would lean more towards Oral Roberts, obviously, from a value standpoint. And like I said, they had one of the best pitching staffs, if not the best pitching staff in all of college baseball this year. Now, on the flip side of that coin, you have a red-hot TCU offense that has just been a buzzsaw so far for this entire tournament. That's why they're here. That's why they won their region and won the Super Regional. It's going to be a really interesting battle. Obviously, I would go Oral Roberts because they're also really hot here too, and you'd rather have the 26 to 1 in that instance anyway. And I do really think that they could win. It's just, what do you value more, pitching or hitting?
You bring up a good point, though, Jake, as far as Oral Roberts pitching, because I think one of the things that we tend to do when handicapping the College World Series is by looking at prospects, who's going to be taken in the draft, things like that, perhaps maybe more surface level stats like ERA and what have you. And the first Oral Roberts player listed in the prospects draft is Jonah Cox at number 160, an outfielder. It's one of those deals where it does feel like that Oral Roberts is just here for fun, but they do have some real talent. You just have to dig a little bit more deeply. And I'm not sure enough people are doing that. And so, again, I think that offers some real value. Another team I want to talk about here, just more, big picture. It's important to look at the bracket. It's important to look at path. And it's important to think about one side of this bracket featuring Wake Forest and LSU. And so, to me, that downgrades anyone else on that side of the bracket, because that's the strong one. That's the scary one. And here you have Tennessee and Stanford. Now, I like Tennessee a lot. That's a team that perhaps did not meet expectations last year. And sometimes it just takes a year to put everything together. But definitely it puts Tennessee in a bind and puts Stanford in a bind. So to me, if you're looking at value for the futures market, it's going to be on the other side of the bracket. It's going to be with the Oral Roberts or Florida or Virginia.